Welcome to another week's edition of Go Gaddis Real Estate Radio right here on AM 920 The Answer. I'm Cleve Gaddis, and I sincerely appreciate you joining us for this show. On this show, our mission is really simple. It's to help you go from real estate novice to expert. So buying and selling a home can be done with total confidence and without all the fear and the confusion and the second guessing that often comes with life's biggest investments. And it's not just about real estate. It's about making smarter decisions for you, your family, and your future. If you've got a question or a comment or even a challenge, we want to hear from you. Just visit GoGaddisRadio.com. That's GoGaddis Radio.com. While you're there, you can push back, you can share ideas, you can request us to do a little research on your neighborhood and feature you in our neighborhood spotlight, and you can subscribe to our podcast and our YouTube channel, all at GoGaddisRadio.com. During this first segment of the show, we have the Metro Atlanta residential real estate update for the last 7 days, and our Something You Should Know About Atlanta segment. Here's why musicians should move to Atlanta. That sounds interesting. And real estate investing, how do you do it without getting burned, especially if you are a first-time real estate investor? And it boils down to one simple thing, and it is, in my opinion, the most common mistake that new first-time investors make. I'm going to actually give you 2 steps that are both involved in the same exact thing. Let's jump into the Metro Atlanta real estate update for the last 7 days. We love to look at the market every 7 days because it helps us understand, is the market trending up? Is it trending down? Is it going sideways? What's happening? In the last 7 days, there were 1,845 homes listed for sale. We had 1,012 homes go under contract, 1,139 homes closed, and 1,458 homes had a price decrease. So the 1,845 new listings is kind of high for this time of year, 200 or 300 higher than it would normally be. Under contract, 1,000 for the week. Pretty good when you think about it. The highest year I can remember in Metro Atlanta was about 115,000 closings. Last year we were probably a little under 60,000 closings. If I had to guess, I haven't seen the final numbers. But 1,000 homes going under contract for the week is pretty good. 1,139 closings is also pretty good. We had 1,458 homes with a price decrease for the week. That means there were 1,458 home sellers in Metro Atlanta who have their home listed, who decided, I am a little more motivated this week than I was last week to sell my home. And so as a buyer and a buyer's agent, I think there is so much more opportunity to buy in Atlanta today. I remember back in 2020, 2021, 2022, up until about October of 2022, it was a seller's market. It was a screaming seller's market, meaning you put the house on the market, it would sell for $75,000 over list price. You'd have 12 offers. It was absolutely amazing. Now, I sold my home in July of 2023, and I was able to still take advantage of that. I had enough people that wanted to buy the home, but 2024 and 2025, unless your home was Mac Daddy perfect. And anytime I say Mac Daddy, people say, well, I don't know what Mac Daddy means. I just mean perfect. It just looks absolutely perfect, like it came out of a magazine. Those sell for a lot of money. When a home is more average in nature, it tends to be more difficult to sell. So if you are looking to buy in the average price range, which is, let's just call it, $375,000 up to $500,000 in Metro Atlanta, and you're willing to be flexible in terms of possibly the condition, and you're willing to buy one that's in the average condition and either make some repairs to it or do some things to it after closing, I think there's lots of opportunities out there for you as a buyer. I also don't think that window is going to stay open the entire year. I think it's going to close at least in the second half of the year. There are so many people who have felt like their life plans have been put on hold over the last few years just because they didn't want to give up their low interest rate and go to a higher interest rate, or maybe they just didn't want to buy a house at a higher interest rate. There's been a lot of people who feel like they're stuck. And the changes in life continue to happen. People get married, people get divorced, people have babies, people go to college, they go into the military, they get relocated. All of these things are the changes, the life changes that drive someone selling or buying a home, and those things continue to happen. So my suggestion is, if you want to buy a house and you feel like you've been left out, affordability is much better today than it was 6 to 8 months ago, because interest rates are down almost 1% from this time last year. Early last year, interest rates were around the 7% range, which was so very high. If you have any questions or you're thinking you want to buy a home and you want Modern Traditions Realty Group right here in Metro Atlanta to help you, 770-497-0000 is the number. Or you can go to gogaddisradio.com, GOGADDIS radio.com. Just click on Contact Us. Each week we have a Something You Should Know About Metro Atlanta segment, and it's because we love Metro Atlanta. Don't necessarily love the traffic, but we love everything about Metro Atlanta. There's so many great things to do here, and most people who live in Atlanta are not from Atlanta. Most people who live in Atlanta are from somewhere else. In fact, I remember looking at a study one time that said the city where more people relocated to Metro Atlanta in this particular year was White Plains, New York, and that makes perfectly good sense to me. I assume there was probably a company that had relocated to the Atlanta area and they were moving people down here. And so we want you, as a listener of this show, to know things about Atlanta that should make you love Atlanta. And this week we have, for fans and artists alike, Atlanta offers a music scene that's worth celebrating. The city is officially the top U.S. music hotspot, according to a study from Spin Genie. The entertainment company used data from World Population Review, LinkedIn, and other sources to rank U.S. metro areas on metrics like musical events, music-related jobs, and the number of venues. Atlanta came out on top, claiming an overall music hotspot score of 8.74 out of 10, outperforming traditional hubs like Nashville, Tennessee, and Los Angeles. The city performed well in all categories and had a high number of open music-related jobs. Plus, with 188 upcoming music events and 25 venues per 100,000 residents, there's always a show to enjoy. Access to musical events and industry jobs might drive Atlanta's high artist population. Over 570 musical artists per 100,000 people call the city home. And with globally recognized figures like Usher and Ludacris, all hailing from the city, there's really clear star power. Although it might be a surprising winner in our ranking, the publication says it outperforming the likes of Nashville and Los Angeles because Atlanta's rich musical history earned it the top spot. Atlanta is known as the unofficial capital of hip-hop, which is Atlanta, and Atlanta's influence spans for decades. If you are thinking about investing in a home and you're worried, say you're a new investor, you're someone who's never invested before, and you're like, it's time for me to jump into the rental market. I will tell you right now, it is a little harder to find an investment property that will cash flow. But let me give you two things that I think you should consider if you are looking to be an investor. Now, this is a listener question. How can someone invest in real estate safely if they're new to it? Real estate can certainly be a smart investment. My family has been investing in real estate since I bought my first investment property in 1993. I think it was right after we turned into the 1990s. I think it was 1993. It might have been 1992. And real estate can be a very, very smart investment. The property I bought in 1992, I kept for like 27 years before I sold it. 27 years. It was right down on Piedmont Avenue across from the entrance to the Botanical Garden. If you come out of the Botanical Garden, turn left, go down 3 or 4 properties, and there was 3 or 4 on the right. We actually, believe it or not, operated them as rooming houses for years and years. They were some of the few really legitimately licensed rooming houses in the city of Atlanta before those were outlawed, and they couldn't take the licensing away from us, so it was a really neat investment. But two things, and these are things that have gotten me in trouble over the years. Fortunately, I've always been able to get out of it, but these are the two things that I encourage all new investors to think about. Number one, if you have to tell yourself a story about why an investment will work out, don't buy it. I told myself this one's going to be great because it's the only stepless condo in Norcross. Nah, nobody else thought that was cool. This one's going to be a great investment because it's the back entrance of Stowe Mountain Park. I thought that was so cool. No, people didn't like that either. So if you have to tell yourself a story about why an investment property will work out for you, do not do it. And so many people who earn income from another job, who are employees, who get paid W-2, they're willing to invest in real estate even if it provides negative cash flow, meaning even if it costs you a little bit more than you rent it for on a monthly basis. And this is a huge do not do that. You invest in real estate for one reason and one reason only, and that is cash flow. Now, You also get the benefit of principal reduction if you're making payments. You get the benefit of depreciation, so it decreases the amount of taxes you have to pay, and you get the benefit of appreciation on the property. But you need to make sure that the very first month you rent it, that the property can cash flow. If you have any questions about investing in real estate, 770-497-0000 is the number to call. This segment of the show is brought to you by the law firm of O'Kelly and Sorahan. They're a full-service law firm with 30 offices throughout Atlanta. They specialize in residential real estate closings, including home purchases, refinance closings, corporate relocation, and real estate contract review and title insurance matters. They can be reached by calling 770-497-1880. If you're thinking of selling your home anytime in the next year, we want to make sure you get the upside. Well, what's the upside? The upside is whatever is best for you. Today, you don't just put your house on the market like you did in 1989 and sell it one way. Back then, you could sell it for sale by owner. You could sell it with a real estate agent. Those were your only two choices. Today, you have lots of choices. You can list your property and sell it for a guaranteed offer. No repairs, no nothing. Closing is as little as 21 days. We can do that. You can list it as is, where is, sell it like it is. You can make improvements to it through our rehab and refresh program. Or you can buy your new home before you sell your existing home. All of those options are available from Modern Traditions Realty Group. And one of those probably is best for you and your family. If you want to know which one it is, we'll give you a free analysis. Go to gogaddisradio.com, click on the upside, put in a little information. We'll follow up with you right away. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, Christy Valley, who is the team leader of Modern Traditions Realty Group and is my business partner. We've got some very, very big news. You don't want to miss it. We'll be back.